All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Look, if you're a talented builder, a developer, or a creator today, I want to start by just immediately validating a feeling you probably know all too well. It's that immense, almost overwhelming frustration with the current hiring landscape. I mean, it's fundamentally broken, right? Think about how much time you've wasted just tweaking the margins on a PDF resume, obsessing over fonts, or writing these incredibly generic cover letters that, let's be honest, absolutely no one is going to read. All while you just cross your fingers hoping some automated ATS system doesn't instantly bin your application. Today, we're diving into the stark contrast between that soul-crushing resume black hole and a massive, real-world paradigm shift called the proof of work revolution. We're going to unpack exactly how the old rules are completely failing you, and more importantly, how a brand new framework is stepping in to put the power back exactly where it belongs, in your hands. So you know that classic advice we've all had shoved down our throats? Just send out your resume and network. Honestly, it is without a doubt the biggest lie in the professional world today. For millions of talented builders, especially those of you grinding it out across India, daily life just feels like shouting into this massive, indifferent void. Picture the sheer exhaustion. You spend months, literally months, relentlessly mastering a complex, highly valuable skill. You carefully apply to 100 different open roles on some portal. And then? Total silence. Zero human responses. Your resume just vanishes into a black hole. And when you try to pivot, you try reaching out to industry mentors on traditional networks, and your genuine messages just get entirely swallowed up in a sea of automated spam and superficial noise. It's a completely demoralizing reality, and it's one that rewards the loudest voice, not the best talent. And this leads us to a pretty harsh truth we have to face. We are operating in a rigged system. The current professional landscape is so heavily skewed toward pedigree and who you happen to know rather than what you can actually do. Imagine a brilliant, self-taught developer sitting in a Tier 3 city, right? They're building incredibly complex, world-class applications literally right out of their bedroom. Yet under the current rules, their true potential is entirely blocked by this locked gate of pedigree bias. Because they don't have some elite university stamped on their PDF, or because they lack insider access to exclusive tech circles, their application is just tossed out. It's crazy because world-class talent is everywhere. It's distributed evenly across the globe, but opportunity historically hasn't been. So how do we actually dismantle these gatekeepers? Well, the answer is a platform called Nagvex. But to truly grasp what this means, you kind of have to shift how you view it. Nagvex isn't just another job board where you go to spray and pray with applications. And it's definitely not a traditional social media feed cluttered with, humble brags, useless polls, and all that superficial noise. Actually, scratch that. It's more like a completely new strategic operating system built from the ground up specifically for builders. It entirely replaces that daily grind of doom scrolling and portal hunting, swapping it out for an integrated environment designed for continuous learning, deep collaboration, and uninterrupted creation. At the very foundation of this whole new operating system is one single, undeniable truth: proof of work. This is a system where verifiable execution completely replaces the static, outdated resume. Nagvex basically solves the resume black hole by just eliminating the resume altogether. Think about how incredibly liberating that is for a creator. It forces this total mental shift from literally begging for a chance with a polished piece of paper to actively demanding attention through sheer, undeniable execution. You stop wasting your energy telling people what you think you can do, and you simply start showing them exactly what you've built. And this relentless focus on execution, it connects really deeply to the profound philosophy driving the entire platform. It's a concept known as finding your sweat armor. Now, this goes way beyond just snagging your next paycheck or figuring out how to fake your way through a corporate interview. It's about discovering your true purpose. It's about identifying your deep inner calling as a creator and then backing up that calling with undeniable power through your actual tangible work. When you align what you build with what you're genuinely passionate about, it fundamentally changes your career trajectory. It shifts your entire mindset from seeking approval from these outdated gatekeepers to commanding respect from your peers and the broader industry. Okay, so you might be wondering, how does this high-level philosophy actually translate into your daily routine? Like, what does it look like on a Tuesday? Nagvex integrates into a builder's life through 4 incredibly simple, actionable steps: build, showcase, connect, and grow. By structuring your daily grind around these 4 rhythmic pillars, you bypass the traditional corporate gatekeepers entirely. So let's break down exactly what each of these actionable steps looks like in practice. Step 1 is build, and the directive here is clear and uncompromising. Stop talking about your great ideas and start actually executing them. Inside the platform, you enter what's called the Nagvex Venture Factory.
Now, this isn't some glorified forum or a chat room. It's a highly secure, fully fledged workspace. It's equipped with advanced AI tools, integrated cloud storage, literally everything you need to actually create. Think of it as your sanctuary. It's an environment meticulously designed to trigger a state of deep flow, completely isolated from the toxic distractions and dopamine loops of typical social media. This is where you put your head down, block out the noise of the world, and let the real work happen.
All right, so once you've emerged from that deep work, you move right into step 2, showcase. You take what you've built in the venture factory and deploy it directly to your live Nagvex portfolio. And this is where the whole proof of work concept truly comes alive. Think about the massive difference in signal strength here. A traditional PDF resume might have this weak little bullet point claiming you're, I don't know, proficient in Python. Well, anyone can type that. But on Nagvex, a recruiter is looking at a live, functioning application you built, with clean, verifiable code that they can actually interact with. It instantly makes the easily inflated traditional resume completely obsolete. Your project just stands entirely on its own merit.
Which brings us seamlessly into step 3, connect. Because your proof of work is live, because it's verifiable and out in the open, you no longer have to push yourself onto people. The ecosystem organically opens up to you. The platform actively surfaces your verified portfolio to top-tier industry mentors, academic guides, and recruiters who are actively searching for exactly your unique tech stack or design style. You aren't begging for attention. You aren't hoping someone opens your cold email. The system's algorithms are doing the heavy lifting, matching your undeniable proof with the exact people who need it, making sure that your work does all the talking for you.
And finally, the whole journey culminates in step 4, grow. This is the ultimate tangible payoff for dedicating your energy to pure execution. With your work showcased and the right connections organically made, you are now fully empowered to translate those verified skills into real-world economic power. And we're talking about highly specific outcomes here. You can jump into live hiring missions where you literally prove your worth on the spot and get hired immediately. You can seamlessly find a brilliant co-founder for a project or even secure funding to scale your own independent ventures. It is a direct, unfiltered pipeline from deep work straight to actual economic reward. Now, you're probably thinking, how does this incredible ecosystem not just evolve into the same spam, bots, and noise as every other network? Well, Nagvex uses a strict built-in filter called the value exchange model. The entire engine of the platform runs on NVX tokens. By requiring these tokens to unlock high-level AI services and premium mentorship access, the platform creates a brilliant economic filter. It instantly eliminates the time wasters, the spammers, and honestly, anyone just looking for a free ride. The end result? A fiercely protected, high-fidelity environment guaranteeing that every single interaction has real, tangible value for serious, dedicated builders. Of course, because you're dealing in a high-fidelity environment with real economic value, the underlying infrastructure has to be absolutely bulletproof. Nagvex runs on a highly secure, Google Cloud-backed architecture and is fully compliant with modern data protection laws, specifically the DPDPA. But honestly, perhaps the coolest piece of this infrastructure is the parental consent gate. Think about, say, a 15-year-old coding prodigy. This specific feature ensures that ambitious teenagers can safely enter the ecosystem, totally escape the toxicity of traditional social media, and start building their verified professional legacy early, all under the secure, explicit oversight of their parents. It's a real game changer. So as we pull all these threads together, the core takeaway becomes incredibly clear. It is finally time to step out of the old rig system. When you fully embrace a framework based on proof of work, you are literally leaving behind the soul-crushing void of the resume black hole. You're entering a true meritocracy. It's an ecosystem where your daily, relentless grind is actually recognized. Your skills are objectively verified for the world to see, and most importantly, your hard work commands the exact respect and economic reward it truly deserves in the marketplace. Which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question to chew on as you map out your next career move. Are you going to keep fighting the algorithm, endlessly tweaking the margins on a PDF, just hoping someone, somewhere, eventually notices you in that black hole? Or will you take control, rely purely on your verifiable proof of work, and start building your legacy? It's time to discover your Swadharma. I really hope this explainer gave you a clear, structured look into how this fascinating new ecosystem operates and how you can actually leverage it. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and keep building.